Welcome back, everybody. My name's Scott Lambiase, and I'm your town manager. And welcome back to Town Manager's Corner. We've been on a brief hiatus in season 2. We're going to bring you some more wonderful episodes. We have a special town meeting coming up at the end of September, so we'll make sure we do a special episode just to talk about the articles, the warrant articles. It's not going to be a long town meeting, but there is some important business of the town that we want to take care of. So the town moderator, Sean Riley, and I will be doing an episode real soon to bring you that information. Today, my guest is Kevin Tocci. He is the executive director of Abington Cable Access Media.
Abington Community Access and Media Incorporated.
It's a lot for me to remember.
It is a lot. It is. Did you say ACAM?
ACAM.
Abington Cam.
Yep. And I want to talk with Kevin about the working relationship. It's a very good, strong relationship that we have between the town and ABCAM, and some of the hurdles that we've crossed over the last couple of years, and some of the things we've done together, and some of the things that we have to look forward to in the near future. So, welcome, Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for letting me welcome you to your studio.
It's interesting because when we were, prior to rolling the cameras, I'm used to sitting on that side,
Right.
And so I actually had accidentally put my microphone where I'm accustomed to putting it, and
I think I usually sit on that side too.
No, we've done a few shows. Town Manager's Corner has, and I like the idea of having this show in the studio. But we've also, when we started Town Manager's Corner as part of a partnership, we were out and about, whether it was over at the Grove or down at the DPW.
We did Strawberry Valley. Police station, fire station.
We've gotten around.
Yep. Yes, we've gotten around. We've done a couple at Town Hall. Did one in my office. Mm-hmm. I was blending into the wall.
Two of them. Two of them, right?
That's right. So, and we have many more that we're planning on doing. It's been great. We had a lot of good feedback. Again, the whole point here is I want to get out, introduce the community to the people and to the department heads and to people that we're working with and we have working relationships with that bring stuff back to the community. So, start off with Kevin. Tell me a little bit about your past and your history.
I'm a media guy. I've long been a media guy, whether it's for public PEG access TV, to radio, to even at one point in time earlier on in my career, writing for a local newspaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell more.
No, it's not. As a correspondent, I actually wrote for the Enterprise,
Nice.
probably some 25 years ago. I did it as a part-time thing while I was, putting myself through school and learning how to get involved with media. Originally, I wanted to be a business major and fell in love with media, fell in love with providing community content, whether it was behind the camera and shooting something, editing it together, and sharing it. At that time, it was more so we were sharing it for local cable. And then along comes social media, YouTube, and you got bigger and better platforms and views. As you know, when you were someone who was running for office and someone who held office, we had conversations.
Yeah.
The one thing that I've always loved is being able to better inform the community that I'm serving. It doesn't have to be anything that's major. It could be an upcoming event like a road race, or let folks know about something that's happening with town government. That's what's important. That's what PEG Access is about, is providing content and information, whether it's through shows like this or a community bulletin board where someone can, like back in the old days, you'd go to Shaw's or Stop and Shop and there'd be a cork board and you'd put that's what the digital signage is all about. So I've worked my way up through the ranks through public as a staff producer, to being someone who oversaw operations at Whitman Heights Community Access, to
I remember those days.
Now being here and having the opportunity to give others a chance to come in, learn about TV production, but it's more than just TV production, as we know, because you have other platforms. Folks want to come in and do something to share on social media, put it on YouTube. That serves as well. But again, don't forget, we do have two providers. We have Comcast and Verizon that we put content on.
This your studio here, where you're located at the high school.
Yes.
And you also have opportunities, obviously, then for the high school students who want to participate and learn. And there's quite a bit of equipment and certainly a lot that goes into this. So it's a great opportunity for an educational piece for the high school student.
Yeah, so we have a co-op program that allows us, students will come in, grades 9 through 12, we encourage to come in, learn about the equipment, but also create programming, help us and assist us with community coverage, whether it's a government meeting, whether it's an event that's happening down at the Grove, and taking a camera down and shooting some video and putting it together. It's an opportunity for them to learn about community media.
That's great. And speaking of going to the Grove and I know you do basketball games and you do the football games, and so some of the challenges that we had over the last couple of years was getting that content out. We had times when during COVID we had to have meetings that were totally hybrid, and you facilitated all that. You were quick to respond and to find a way for us to continue operating in the form that an open government has to operate, where we have to have committee meetings and we have to have participation, and we had to find a way to make sure that we could do that. Want to talk a little bit about that, because that was a pretty significant feat to get done and seamlessly, I would say.
Sure. No one person can take credit for anything, and nobody can do anything by themselves without a team. And I'm fortunate to have not only colleagues in the industry to be able to kind of lean on and see what they're doing, but also having a great staff to be able to do it, from Matt Nelson, who is, between myself and Matt, we tackle a lot of the big hurdles. You talk about sports, Matt is, he's the mad dog for a reason, because of a lot of the sports that he is able to capture and commentate on. It's kind of a great skill set that a lot of communities don't have and a lot of folks appreciate. But also, again, collectively, Paul Watson, another individual, where we're able to collectively test and try and see what works technically, and then work endless amount of hours to try to capture those meetings and put them up in a timely manner so folks could be better informed.
And there's a place that over the years that you've had to sort of bridge that connection, going back from the days when everything was just, you flip through your cable guide and maybe you'd find the channel and maybe you'd catch what was on, and now it's available through social media, and we're working with the Zoom platform, and we've done some stuff live on Facebook Live, and so it's amazing that you've been able to keep up with it, but also be on the front of it and not trying to gain momentum, but you've actually been the momentum. So it's been incredible, and I've been very lucky to have you for the last couple of years while I've been here, try and navigate all of it, and it's been great. So that being said, what do you see? We've been doing some work, and we have our vision of going forward for our next few years. Anyways, want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have undertaken collectively with the town a new project where we have refurbished a lot of the old equipment that we had at Town Hall. It was overdue, as the equipment up there at the time when it was installed was state of the art. Well, after a amount of time, folks may realize that things become obsolete between 3 to 5 years. So what we have done is we have pulled out all the old equipment. That with it is not only the video equipment, but also the audio. A couple of goals that we have set, that I have set, is to improve the video quality and the audio quality. Now, There's some things that are beyond my control, and sometimes if I have a moment to look into the camera and say, a lot of times it's important for folks to talk into microphones, and if there's a meeting that's going on, it's important for folks to get up to the podium and talk into a microphone, or if somebody's sitting on a board to speak, a couple of inches away from a microphone. And that, again, knowing that's a record, but we have refurbished it, and we have some technology that we've installed, something that you had presented as an idea. We were saying, what do we want to do when there's presentations? Let's say if we want to show budgets, what if somebody wants to do a presentation about an upcoming event? Instead of using a projector and projecting it onto a screen, is there another way? So we actually have an Optima smart board. It's an 86-inch smart board that allows us to be able to do so many different things. We can share a computer screen onto it. You can access different applications, and I think it's going to revolutionize a lot of the meetings.
And I think sort of we described it as a giant iPad in a sense.
Basically,
it's interactive. It has whiteboard type features to it. You can mark things up. Picture a project that may be coming up for some sort of permitting. We would be able to bring the plans up. We'd be able to blow them up if there was a specific area of concern. And not only is that going to be something that the folks at the meeting are going to be able to see, but it'll be broadcast as part of the broadcast. So you're not taping a picture of it, but you're actually...
Right, we're not putting a camera at it.
You're actually live.
But I will say is just that the prior technology, it allowed us, it was also something that was actually plugged into the switcher itself. So if anything, we're fortunate that the previous technology kind of is lending a hand to...
But we'll have it much crisper and
it'll
cleaner.
It'll be much crisper, cleaner, and it'll be more user-friendly for the boards and the folks who are working with the boards.
And in the other part of it, another reason we were going down this road, is it does give us the ability to have a hybrid type meeting. And if we, run into a situation where we have to do that again, or even if it's required by law that we have to offer it, we will have that capability to do it, at least in 2 or 3 meeting rooms.
Correct.
I think right now we're aiming for 3.
Yes. But you can't do a 4th because currently that 4th room is being used for other reasons at this moment.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the idea is to be able to have the ability to do hybrid meetings and do it where you're not pointing a camera at a laptop. We want it where it's going to be something that's going to be infused into the conversation and it be seamless.
Yep. And the whole idea of it is to get as much participation and be as open as we can and try and make it as available to everybody as possible. So, so far, it's been working out really well. We're looking forward to it. I think, like I had said, we're going to get into our budget season really soon, which means Wednesday night's Finance Committee, and that'll be a great opportunity for us to really see, how it's working.
Right.
So.
Well, and again, it was great to be able to sit down with some of your staff and kind of do a little bit of a training, and everybody kind of seemed really jazzed at the opportunity to be able to, this is a new piece of equipment, but yet it's going to be something that's going to make their jobs exponentially easier.
And the nice part about it is, Abington Cable and the town, are partners on this. So, in the town side, we're using the American Recovery Plan Act money to help upgrade the system. That's what that money was put there for, or granted to the town for, was to help make sure that going into the future we would be able to provide the content and the meetings to everybody as much as possible. So it's a great partnership so far.
And if I can add, and I mentioned a team effort, and a team effort, I have a relatively small staff. But we also have a great board. We are managed by a board of directors, Lisa Bezanson, Jessica Johnson, Bob Malloy and Pete Walters. And again, collectively, we've been able to kind of have a vision and kind of work towards this. So again, it's team effort from the top down, and we will continue to do our best to provide opportunities, but also provide coverage of things that are going on if we have the available bodies. But if anybody ever wants to get involved, info@abingtoncam.tv is the best way to send an email and say, I'd like to volunteer, I'd like to get involved. How do I work a camera?
And if somebody had somebody in the community had an idea, they wanted to do a show, or if they wanted to do a, no one else is allowed to do a pizza cooking show, but we could maybe do, somebody might want to do a show on whatever the topic may be. If they can reach out to you, and if it's at all possible, you guys try to work with them and schedule stuff like that.
It's always possible. This is a perfect example. This is one of the visions when you came in, you were hired as the town manager. The first thing you and I had a conversation. The idea was this provides an opportunity to chat with your department heads. Anybody who has an idea, it's, that's what this is for folks to come in and find a way to vet out the idea, help you kind of cull down, because a lot of people come in and it'll be big as day. You want to kind of make it realistic and also make it easy enough to do where it's not cumbersome. So we're here. If someone has an idea, we'd love to hear them. And I think proof is in the pudding. If you look at our YouTube channel, there's so many shows that have been created under my tenure, and it'll continue. Nice.
Well, I think I want to thank you. This has been one of my favorite episodes, I'd say, so far. This has been really good. Is there anything you want to say in closing? Anything you want to tell everybody? Or?
No, again, just want to thank you, want to thank the folks in town, and again, thank the folks that I work with, from the board of directors to my staff. Like I said, I mentioned Matt Nelson, Paul Watson, Dave Bowen, and even our interns. We get some great upcoming interns, some past interns who are still here doing work. And if you do have an interest as a community member, we are looking to hold some open houses. Just pay attention to our website, abingtoncam.tv. If you want to get involved, info@abingtoncam.tv.
And I think probably just in closing, just one last question. How many shows a week do you think you put out between, you could have a very busy week, especially leading up to town meeting, where we have board meetings, and you will do all the board meetings,
Yep.
and you will still be doing all the sports,
Yep.
and you'll be doing the other shows that you just regularly put out. So there must be some weeks where you're just
Straight out
putting out some amazing content. So I hope everybody's watching it, and I hope everybody appreciates what goes on behind the scene, because I think other than this, there's not a lot of episodes where you actually get to see and know that there's quite a bit going on to make this available for you, and we certainly appreciate it on the town side. So again, this was we're back from hiatus. We got some more wonderful episodes coming up, and I thank you all, and I thank you.